Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, for tonight's headline show, we're going to talk about something that gave me pause when I ran across it. But have you guys heard that there are 4 states in the Northeast that may have just formed a superstructure ATF information sharing gun control situation? It's breaking today, but you're talking about New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania. Now, we're going to dive into it deep, but I want you guys to be in on the know on this because this is important for us to know as gun rights advocates. This is important because this could go really negative or it could be neutral. But let's dive in. I want to know what you guys think, and everything's linked in the description box below, including the Memorandum of Understanding that all these states just signed around gun crime information sharing. Now, that sounds familiar to you because the CDC is now doing data collection on gun crime. Nothing is done by accident. Everything is on purpose. And with these states and the CDC, it seems like they're focusing on data. But let's dive in. I want to know what you guys think because this is something to be aware of. Governor Wolf joins New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut governors to share gun crime data. Now, Governor Wolf is the Pennsylvania governor. This is from a Pennsylvania perspective. And immediately you start to think, that can't be good. Let's dive in. On Thursday, Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy, New York Governor Kathy Hochul, and Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont signed a memorandum of understanding to share crime gun data across state lines. Now, if you're in Pennsylvania, this should kind of give you a little bit of a pause because Pennsylvania is nowhere near as gun controlled as New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. But what are they actually sharing? And that was the first question. The second question is, don't we have an ATF for that? So why are we duplicating efforts? Let's keep going, because these are really important questions to the why here. The agreement is an effort to detect, deter, and investigate gun crimes, as well as identify and apprehend straw purchasers, suspect dealers, firearms traffickers, and other criminals. Okay, if you're focusing on the criminal element, that seems to be a state function, also a federal function depending on what's going on. But you're talking about things that are going between state lines. That directly falls under the jurisdiction of the ATF. So why are you doing something that the ATF should be doing? Also, there's already framework in place to do this same function. Again, the why. Let's dive deeper. Let's look at the actual Memorandum of Understanding, and here's some snippets that explain what's going on. The Memorandum of Understanding among the state of New Jersey, the state of New York, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and the state of Connecticut concerning reciprocal sharing of crime gun data. So this is specifically alluding to guns that are found in the in the execution of crime and across state lines. Again, ATF. Well, let's look what this memorandum says about the ATF. Whereas the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, the ATF, assists state and law enforcement agencies in their efforts to investigate gun crime by tracing any gun required in a criminal investigation and providing a report on that gun to the requesting law enforcement agency, which is what they do. Known as an e-trace report. Now know that, e-trace report, which contains data about the original dealer and the first retail purchaser of that gun. This is what happens on every individual gun crime. The first original data and the place that it was sold is always on that 4473, which is held by the ATF. That information is always available to any state where this issue occurs. Listen to what the framework already exists as, though, and it starts to conflict. What's happening? The ATF maintains a collective data sharing program that allows participating state and local law enforcement agencies to access the e-trace reports provided to all participating agencies within their state, but does not enable those law enforcement agencies to access the e-trace reports provided to participating agencies in other states. Basically, the ATF has access for all these e-trace reports within individual states. But for example, Pennsylvania cannot see the e-trace reports to New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, etc. They can see their own, they can't see the others. This Memorandum of Understanding unleashes all of that data and says, no, you can now see our e-trace reports as well as our state-level crime reports. Now, on the surface, this is not that big of a deal because this information was already there. All they had to do was call up and ask for a request from the ATF, and they could. And these other states could simply join into the participating function of the ATF's e-trace reports. What this sounds like to me is this is a big, huge conglomeration of northeast area states that are now saying we're going to share gun crime data on statistics that are found at crime scenes, all these different things. But the ATF already does it. off the get, this is really something that sounds like we're doing something, but they're just beginning to show data. Now, if it goes further, that's a problem, but check this out. This is the interesting piece of the terms and termination. The MOU is effective immediately upon the signature of the parties and shall remain in effect for a term of 5 years after its effective date. So it's a 5-year contract or memorandum of understanding. At the end of the term, the MOU shall be automatically extended for an additional term of 1 year and each year thereafter, unless terminated in writing by a party at the end of the term. This is going on in perpetuity until it gets canceled. And that's what's interesting. This is now a data set that they've got between 4 major U.S. states in the Northeast, and the CDC is going after the same data collection points. We're going to follow this tightly, but as of right now, it is interesting that they are starting to officially share data they already had unofficial access to. And that's the report I've got for you guys tonight. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden, signing out.